Hold the air. I see the subject inside. Looks like he's got a gun in his hand, and he's pointing at the clerk. Guys, I've got the south covered behind you. Watch the crossfire. Running southbound, Rob. He's coming right at you.
All units, Victor 3, Victor 5 are fighting with 1. Hold the air.
Victor 3, slow down. Subject in custody. Firearm recovered.
Copy that. Command clear. Subject is in custody for the robbery. Firearms recovered.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box? Give me the gun.
All right, my man.
Yeah.
I'm Rob Forbes. Welcome to Hold the Air Podcast. Seated to my left, as always, my one and only right-hand man, John Cosme.
What's
Cos, I love being in the studio with you, brother.
Yeah.
Here we are with What's in the Box.
Let's do it.
Let's do this thing.
All right.
All right, ready?
Yep. Here we go.
All disputes settled by rock, paper, scissors. Shout out to Patty Hammerly that got us that sign. We love it. Are you ready to rumble? Yeah, my man. Got him.
So you get to choose, right?
I got to choose who draws. And I think I'm going to sit in the driver's seat and I'm going to draw.
Oh, you
and
can
I'm
draw.
going to put you in the hot seat,
Fantastic.
brother. Yeah, man.
Perfect. Yeah, never been that. That's never happened before.
I think a couple stuck together. All right. It's a two-part.
Two-parter, great.
The first part is immature.
Yeah.
And then they go to a very deep question.
Oh, God.
First part, which is in parentheses JK,
Yeah.
ass and titties. Which 100% goes in line with a little bit of what we were expecting out of What's in the Box.
Yeah, expressing
They're
themselves.
just, are they really going to read it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Who is this?
no name on this one.
No name.
The
name.
unnamed.
You chicken.
This is good, dude.
Yeah.
Hardest transition of your career.
Hardest transition of my career.
Oof. I think it's wide open. It's your interpretation.
Okay.
Right? Hardest transition of your career.
Yeah. Well, I worked special assignments and I transitioned back to the road, and that sucked. You know what I mean? Going from a small little team where you get to do just what you want to do all the time, learning everything that you learn and having the fun that comes with it, all the training events, and then you go back to the business of responding to calls. That didn't feel good. that didn't feel good because the first time you go through for me anyway, the first time you go through my first special assignment was the narcotics team. So you're all about growing your beard out and your hair long. Dude, my daughter was tiny in preschool and I was showing up looking like I slept outside all day. And I'd walk through the parking lot. I could hear doors locking on people's cars. You know, these parent-teacher conferences. I'm walking in there, and we're looking at the teacher, and the teacher's like, okay, let's push through this, you know. That was, I could say that was a transition, right? Because you're in it, but you still want to attend the stuff at school.
You still want to be
supposed
a real person, but
yeah,
you look way different.
Yeah. And that's a delicate process. But you're so overwhelmed by it. And then after about year and a half, you already got a rhythm and you're used to the late nights and everything that goes with it. Then when you're about 2 months away from going back to the road, you start like panicking a little bit, like, oh no, I've kind of lost my professionalism a little bit because, you know, when you're out there buying dope and guns and stuff, I mean, you just got to sound and look the part. So that first couple of weeks when you're in the roller back, you know, handling a call, you've got to be careful of how your tongue operates and what you say and how quickly, you know what I mean? You check yourself. But yeah, I think that's definitely the most difficult transition is going from 2.5, 3 years of specialized work and then back road patrol for me anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you on that, because when we completed VCI, right, and everything that we touched it revolved around a felon with a firearm.
Yep.
Right. It was absolutely. We are all about intercepting and preventing gun violence, and that is the definition of a grind.
Yeah.
Right. And we loved it. We lived it. We breathed it, slept it. I mean, 24/7 we were about it. But coming back out of that and going back to the road and getting the call of if you're on afternoon shift,
Yeah.
everybody has taken this call, and it's so petty, but it's my favorite call, and I don't know why. We're in Michigan, we're in Lansing, and the leaves fall off the trees, and inevitably 2 neighbors are not getting along, and neighbor A is blowing their leaves, and it's going into neighbor B's yard, right? Yeah. We got this call every year, every fall on afternoon shift.
Yeah.
And I remember coming out of VCI and getting the call similar to that, just a petty thing. And I go like right into VCI mode, like, you holding, baby? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yes, it is a challenge to go from one assignment and back to the road. And, you know, the road has changed. The technology's changed in a couple years, and you're coming back and you don't know, all your passwords are different because you're, haven't used them a long time in a patrol car and this, that. Yeah, but you're going back to what you know, which is being a cop.
Right.
Right. Like that's where the taproot is for us. Right. But for me, I'm going to go outside of my career here.
Okay.
Right. The hardest transition of my career. Yeah. Professionally, it's hard to go, back to the road and this and that. But the hardest transition for me is having kids.
Wow.
Having kids.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that disrespectfully. Like, I'm not proud of my kids or, my family or this and that. I'm just saying it is a huge change. And it is very challenging to balance a work life and a home life and try to be involved and I think, and I don't really have a finger on why, but for whatever reason, not that I don't cherish my kids or anything like that. It was just a hard transition for me having little ones, especially when they were little. Now my kids are teenagers now, right?
Yeah.
Like they're a blast now.
Yeah.
But when they were little, it was very challenging.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. It's funny you say that because, like I said, Miranda was little, and my hair was huge, dude. My beard was, I looked crazy, and I would come home at 2:00 in the morning because we were ripping and running on search warrants and stuff, and then I would get up and I would always take her to McDonald's. And she'd get a hash brown and a little a McMuffin sandwich, whatever. And I'd take her out. There was a little subdivision off near McHugh that wasn't built up yet, and they were basically excavating the ground. And so she was a little bug kid. She loved bugs. So
yeah, man,
we would walk out there and we would be flipping rocks looking for bugs. And I am like, my eyelids are slamming together, but I didn't want to miss that. Actually, there's a song by Kane Brown. Backseat Driver.
Okay.
And when I heard it the other day, I was like, oh man, yeah, the allergies kind of kicked in a little bit because I was thinking about her and not wanting to miss what you're talking about, because that transition when the kids come in your life, we're as committed to our kids as we are our career, but it's a delicate little balance.
Yeah.
But I really tried hard, and on another note, as far as transition goes, my wife was an absolute stud. She was so freaking patient with me, bro. Like, you get on these teams and you work hard and you celebrate hard. Yeah, man. That's just the truth of it. So yeah, when I was brought home at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm tumbling around my front yard, looking at my sod that I laid down a week ago, trying to see if it's rooted. I can't hit the code on my garage door. I couldn't get, dude, but the garage code was a certain name and I was spelling it wrong. And my wife literally opened the front door and was like, "Hey, jackass, what are you doing? I'm like, I can't get in the garage. She's like, it's such and such. So then I spelled it out, and she closed the front door, and I went into the garage. But she's patient in those moments, and there was a lot of them, because she knew that I was having the time of my life, and that the work was meaningful, and the play was hard. We were running hard.
Yeah, man.
But she had to transition. She had to be patient with me each time I went into a special assignment. In fact, the second time I went in, she said, you don't even have to ask me. Do what makes you happy, but reel it in on the celebration side. Like, you've got to reel that in. The kids are a little older, so turn it down a little bit. It wasn't perfect, but turn it down a little bit. And then, got out of that. And then towards the end, she didn't even blink her eye when I got on VCI, because she knew that I was getting the most out of this thing. And she's always been supportive of that. So yeah, shout out to her, because she transitioned about 4 or 5 times throughout my career.
Yeah, man.
From being super patient to being just regularly patient. And there's a big difference.
Oh yeah, man.
A big difference.
There is nothing, your wife and mine as well. I would say this about 2 women that I know, my wife and yours. And I do not say this. I say this from the heart and with absolute a mountain of respect, in that they know who they married.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They know who they married.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's as advertised.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's as advertised. Yeah. But there is nothing better than having a strong wife behind the scenes. It's nice knowing you can count on them. Yeah,
because you're talking about the kids, right? I mean, they've got they're taking care of the kids, and then we do our best to be involved in that. And it's obviously they're pulling more weight during those times when you're just 1,000% committed to this thing. It was fun. I if you asked my wife if she would do it again, I would venture to say that she would.
Oh yeah.
And I know that I would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That she would, because she is not going to be a roadblock between what she knows that you're super, super good at and passionate about. And she's going to pave the way. She's not going to put a speed bump in the middle of it.
No,
you know
not
what I mean?
at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Kind of odd way to segue that question with
Yeah.
I had no idea where that was going.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, we can talk about ass and titties.
No.
No, all right.
Yeah.
But to whoever anonymously, and I would venture to say, being the seasoned investigators that we are, I think if you look at this, I think that you're going to agree. The handwriting analysis, this is a guy, dude. I don't think that's ladies writing. I could be wrong, but
yeah, I think they just wanted to see where you see it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
My man, as always,
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
you, brother.
All right,
All right, we'll see you on the next one.
Yep.
All right.